to welcome you to this media briefing, which will focus on a very exciting endeavor project which has been proposed and led and launched by Barbados today, with a focus very much close to my heart because it focuses on crop over. And I would allow the CEO to give you the introduction to this exciting event that everybody's talking about, not only in Barbados, but I understand because it has gone viral all over the world. So she would probably have to deal with the kind of inflow of so much interest from across the globe via the World Wide Web.
Let me start by saying thank you so much to the Honorable Minister of Culture, Mr. Stephen Lashley. We did have a chance to meet just a few weeks ago, and what we at Barbados are very pleased about is that we actually were answering a call by the Minister. We would have heard him pleading to the private sector to get on board with our major festival, Crop Over. And it was very, very pleasing to us as well that when we met, the Minister immediately saw the special product that we have in store and jumped on board as well. And we have a strong endorsement that we'll tell you about in terms of the Minister and the NCF, certainly in terms of supporting this project. What we have, I'll tell you about it in detail. We really are here this morning to tell you about the BT Crop Over Superstar. What is that? We have the first online monarch will be crowned by August 1st this year. And it will be crowned, that monarch will be crowned at the finals this year. The Pick of the Crop finals. As I said, the NCF is very much on board with us in terms of making that happen. How do you get involved in this competition? And why are we doing it now? As I said, Crop Over is our #1 festival, is our #1 industry. Apart from answering the call from the Minister, Barbados today cannot be a serious business entity and a serious public entity as well and not recognize that we must be involved in our national festival. So this is our contribution to the national festival. We sat down together and we thought, how can we really play our part in terms of Crop Over this year? And we also recognize too that there are 130,000 Barbadians on Facebook alone. So there's a big constituency of Barbadians on the social media platform where we're based, but quite often they can't have a direct competition that appeals to them. So we've launched the BT Crop Over Superstar. It's the first ever online monarch for 2015, and we expect that it's going to get bigger and better as we go forward. It's important for us to be able to do that, though we had to get some support from Corporate Barbados. We have some big sponsors on board with us, some names that are very familiar to you. Some of our the top sponsors that I mentioned to you today are, of course, Lime and Flow. Lime and Flow have been putting their money where their mouths are in terms of supporting all that's going on in Barbados, and they've come on board with us with this exciting project. They are our title sponsors this year for the BT Crop Over Superstar. We also have Massey, who are doing a bit of work with us in this arena. Banks was the first to say, yes, we want to be on board with you. And the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., the BTMI, there's going to be a special prize this year. The Minister talked about the interest. Interest is coming not only from Barbadians based here, but Barbadians overseas. And we certainly want to make all of them feel welcome for Crop Over. So there's going to be a special prize for the BT Crop Over Superstar competition that's sponsored by the BTMI, which has agreed to basically cover the cost of a special prize for an overseas participant in this competition. I'll tell you more about the prizes as we go forward. We also want to say that we have some familiar faces, people who understand what winning a competition is about on board with us. Our special mentor for this competition is Red Plastic Bag. He's not here with us this morning because he's not competing in our festival, our competition, because he's working with us on developmental reasons on this competition. But he's in another national competition, so he's actually rehearsing this morning. And Alf is here in two capacities because he's one of our key personalities in terms of the promotion of this initiative, but he's also representing RPB here this morning as well. So anything you want to say or ask Bag really should go through Alf this morning, so we're pleased to have Alf with us this morning as well. The other person in terms of familiar faces, Gwyneth Squires is working with Barbados Today this year as well. She's actually going to be sponsoring an individual in one of her bands this year, a BT individual. So Minister, we're not just doing this competition, we're looking at all the aspects of crop over and ensuring that Barbados today is indeed playing its part. So Red Plastic Bag is our mentor. Gwyneth is one of our senior stalwarts in terms of the business and crop over, and she's on board with us. I spoke to you a little bit earlier about prizes, and we spoke about overseas prize. But the real exciting thing for anybody entering this competition, I must say, we've just set a age limit, of 18 years, because we have, some adult brands on board with us. So we want to say that from 18 years or over, all you have to do is to create your video, 2 minutes long or more, and submit it by completing a simple form. For those of you who have your smartphones, you can also use the texting version through the line, and we'll explain that to you as we go forward. But the form is also going to be available to you via our phone partner, which is Lime Flow on this occasion. First prize, $15,000. You don't have to do anything but submit a video. And this is the other good part about this competition. There are no judges, Minister. There are no judges at all. The judges are they're not judges in terms of a panel. The judges are the people of Barbados. So what we're saying here is we're taking out the middleman. We're letting the public decide on who they want to be the BT crop over superstar. This is the first of its kind from the standpoint of being the first online monarch and the first where the people genuinely decide who will be the winner of this competition. First prize, $15,000. No gimmicks, nothing. You just enter your song, people vote online for you, and you're chosen. Second prize, I don't remember the exact amount. How much is it? Oh, yeah, it's here. $7,500 in cash. Third prize, $5,000 in cash. And there's some other unique prizes we'll come up with along the way in terms of funniest performer, etc. Now, some people will ask, now, how do you ensure that, I'm a little amateur, and let's say, we know Bag is not entering, but let's say that Alf put in a song, and he offers some competition. We want to keep it as fun as it can be for you. As I said, Kmar Jordan is not intervening. Alex McDonald, who's the director of Barbados, is not intervening. Andrew, who is our social media consultant in the back end of the system, is not intervening, except to say to you, it's your choice in terms of how it turns out at the end of the day. How do we guarantee, though, that just one vote we're saying that we're going to focus on your IP addresses, and it will be one vote per device per person. Now, I can't stop people if they have 3 phones, or if you're going to buy 1 million phones, it's up to you. But the more the merrier. We're not discouraging you, but we're just limited it for 1 vote per device to keep it as fair as possible at the end of the day in terms of the result. As the Minister said earlier, the response has been very favorable. We've been getting a lot of calls into the office. People are very excited, and this is both locally and internationally. And we expect that by the end of this week, we'll have at least 100 entrants in terms of solid videos. So those are coming in. Right now, if you're on the platform, you won't be able to see those videos. But by the 5th of July, that's when the process of submitting videos comes to an end. So you have 7 days left, right, Andrew? Today is 7 days from now in terms of getting your material in. We started this now for several weeks. So you have 7 days left. It's not too late to submit your videos. Once those entries close on July 5, after that, everything emerges on our Facebook page. You'll see the full length of videos. You can vote for Minister Lashley if he submits a video.
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
You can do that as well. I'm not sure you'll win, though.
I was not aware that I
I'm not sure you'll win, but this is a very tight, this is a keen contest. Well, try your hand, sir.
Right, okay.
Yeah? So what we're saying is that it's open to all over 18 years, and you basically have until 7 p.m. on the night of August 1st. We're taking it down to the wire. I'm going to be at these finals, so I can't tell you, so don't call me, ask me who's won. We're not going to know until Saturday at 7 p.m. voting closes. And that's the beautiful thing about social media. We don't have to cut off anything early and have anything is going to actually come up, and you can actually, once you're online, you can actually see for yourself. So we can see right there and then the results, and then we'll be in a position for the announcement, and of course the minister will do the honors for us in terms of being able to crown that person in terms of the winner. So how does it work from the 5th? After the first 2 weeks of voting, we will release the top 10 to the public. Now, I said you have one vote per device, but you actually will vote at every stage of the competition. So once we choose the top 10, it's like $0 all over again, and you can come again now and vote for who is in that top 10 that you want to see in terms of the final winner. We'll come down after that to the top 3, so that by the time we get to finals, we'll know who the top 3 performers are. We'll have their videos ready with us, so that on finals night, we can also play to you as well, the public, those there in attendance, what their videos look like, and then, of course, who is the eventual winner. So at this stage, I'll say we're extremely pleased with what we're seeing. We want to encourage Barbadians still. It's not too late. You have 7 days to submit your videos. Don't worry about if it is, done in a fully professional studio. That's the beauty of it. That's part of the intrigue of the competition. That's part of the excitement of the competition. But get your entries in. I don't know if the winner could be of the Cubba sort of vintage, or it could be the more serious social commentator type entry, or it could be, or it could be, he might not be making the sport this year, but at the point, it could also be of the vintage of a soca performer. Yeah. So we want it to be fun. It's been fun so far. We expect it to be more fun. Please do not lose this opportunity to be part of this excitement. We are very excited about this. We are excited about Propova in general. We're happy to play our part, Minister, and we look forward to having the entire Barbados, all of you on social media participating in this. All of you who are not on social media, tell a friend, tell them about it. If you have somebody in your family who can do the job and you are like me, you're not really the singer in the family, you let somebody else come forward. But this is a unique opportunity. Times are tough. We're winning $15,000. Go after it. Give yourself a chance, Minister. And we look forward to see what comes of this.
Yesterday, I had the privilege of launching the Visual Arts Festival, which is a key component of the Crop-Over Festival. And within the festival itself, you recognize that it actually has a number of mini festivals as well. So it is really a unique festival, and where we can have projects and such as this, which adds to the excitement and the expectation of the festival. I believe that this argues well for the quality festival that we continue to unfold, and it argues well to ensuring that persons can see that tremendous interest and contribution from private sector partners. I would like to certainly use this opportunity to encourage other private sector partners to conceptualize crop-over events, exciting and interesting events, and certainly once they are tasteful and meet the requirements which we have in terms of having a festival that can be creative, because I think that this particular endeavor speaks to creativity. I certainly am very excited about the logo that I have seen. Somebody did an incredible job in terms of coming up with the logo, which epitomizes the competition. And I think this particular competition also provides an avenue for our Calypsonians, those who are to date undiscovered, those who perhaps are a bit shy to come on the stage and who can in the bedroom or the bathroom. I know there are many bathroom singers who would compete among and between themselves at home. Now you have the opportunity of coming out of the proverbial closet, so to speak, and to bring your talents to the fore. And one never knows, because out of this, and I'm very happy that the Red Plastic Bag is involved in this from a developmental perspective. RPB has given a lot of time and energy to Calypso, not only in Barbados, but he's not international figure, moving across Central America, Europe, and North America. We have a gem of a Calypsonian in RPB, and I'm glad that he has, endorsed this initiative from a developmental perspective, because we want to know that not only do we want to have fun, we want to have the excitement of discovery, but after discovery, I'm sure those persons who are interested in the art form in a serious way can have an avenue to further develop their skills, and certainly perhaps have the courage after this particular competition to enter the Pick of the Crop competition, which continues, by the way, to attract a number of significant players. I know sometimes we wonder whether our calypso, is dying. I want to assure you that it is not. It is in very good hands, and we have seen, particularly from the Junior Monarch competition, we have seen a number of our youngsters really coming out and doing exceedingly well. The National Culture Foundation continues to work within our schools from a developmental perspective to ensure that the Calypso art form can remain a viable and exciting part of our festival. So I would like to assure all Barbadians that the Calypso art form is certainly well protected, and we will be doing more. We certainly intend to work with any willing partner who is willing to help us to develop the Calypso art form. And I think that this particular competition does so in a rather creative way, utilizing the modern technology that we have. You can't go wrong when you can incorporate social media, which is really the biggest avenue to and certainly conduit to reach not only persons in Barbados but across the world. It's borderless. It is rather inexpensive, so I'm sure Barbados Today has been doing an excellent job in its outreach, and I want to commend them for that. And I hope that this will be an annual competition, because I am certainly excited by what it can do, and we will certainly be very ready to work with Barbados Today and certainly other entities. I know that each year I tease the media to come forward and not only sponsor crop over events, but to see yourselves as partners in crop over. We certainly welcome and cherish the fact that you cover all the events in crop over, and I must commend the media for your coverage. I've seen that you spend the time to go to the lengths and breadths of events and certainly make sure that crop over is known within every household in Barbados and beyond. So I am very excited by this. I want to commend the CEO, the board of Barbados Today, for coming up with an initiative that I believe will add to the whole offering of crop over. And I've had no hesitation whatsoever in lending my name and my support to this particular event. I am anxious to see what other private sector partners will be doing, perhaps for next year crop over. Next year, of course, we are celebrating our 50th year of independence. And I want to send a call out right now, because I believe that 50 years as a nation ought to be celebrated in a very profound way. And it will call for the total involvement of all persons in Barbados, both corporate as well as the private individuals. And I want to appeal now, particularly as it relates to culture and sports, that persons now have good notice. And I don't want people to get caught up with the fact that, our 50th anniversary is a government thing, we have a committee. While there is a committee in place, this is meant to be an opportunity for Barbadians to recognize and celebrate the fact that we have been a nation, an independent nation, for 50 years, and that has not come by any means through easy tasks. It took a tremendous amount of effort and great sacrifice of not only the heroes that we have in our history books, but many of our unsung heroes, our mothers and fathers and great-grandfathers and so on, who really developed Barbados to where we are today. So I hope that next year we'll have this competition, but I want to appeal to corporate Barbados to utilize their creativity in allowing for culture in particular to be at the very center of our 50th anniversary celebrations. And it's within that context that I know that the BT Crop Over Superstar competition will probably be even bigger and better next year. Perhaps the prize money will be even more than we have now at 15,000 first prize, probably $30,000, and never can tell. But I'm very encouraged by this initiative, and again, I want to commend the initiative and all parties involved. I see Alf here, himself a very creative man, and I'm sure that he will add to the excitement of it. And I want to again thank everyone who are associated with this, and I look forward to crowning the person who wins. Now it's interesting because I've been invited to crown the individual on Pick of the Crop finals, because the NCF has agreed to be a partner in this, and we have agreed that we will incorporate the crowning of the king of the BT
Our queen.
Well, sorry. Yes, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. I should say monarch.
Monarch.
To be gender
Yes, yeah, neutral.
correct. To crown the monarch of the BT Crop Over Superstar on the same night as the Pickety Crop Finals, and therefore we're going to integrate that. I think it will even make for a more exciting Pickety Crop night. The only issue there is that because I've been invited to submit, and it will be interesting if the minister wins the competition. Who will crown the minister?
Good morning to you, Minister and CEO and members of the board and staff of Barbados Today and members of the media. As you know, the Red Plastic Bag is busy at rehearsals, but he is pleased to be associated with this project from the standpoint that Calypso is largely responsible for who he is as an individual after age 20, really. He would have gone head and heels into Calypso, and he travels all over the world now. If we look at our competitions, the Red Plastic Bag is probably the most consistent in terms of all three competitions. In the Party Monarch, he would have placed in the top 5. The Sweet Soak over the years, top 3. And Pickety Crop, he has the most crowns. So to be chosen as the mentor for this project, he's quite humbled by that, because the way that things are going, people are calling on the young people. He would say that he's young, and he has probably the most popular song this year, Spontaneous, which he intends to perform well to get to Bushy Park in the capital of Barbados, St. Philip, where the minister resides, by the way. Minister, the bag has said to you that if you are not late, he can still write your song that you can enter the BT. He sent that message for you. Yeah, so you can still enter. You have a couple of songs in the bag. But his direct statement about the project is that it gives a platform for Calypsonians to show their worth and to make their gains as well. It's important that the private sector gets on board. The minister made that call. This is 2 years running, Bag said, and that he is pleased that they can come on board. As we look forward to next year, he said it's not beyond the imagination of the private sector and government to think of injecting $50,000 into this competition. And that can come from the private sector. To get this competition at $50,000 to tie in with Barbados at 50 would be something great. Also, BAG is pleased that it is open as well to those who are based overseas. So often we have persons overseas who can't get here to compete, and the fact that they can send in a video. Finally, from BAG says there's actually a competition where you don't have to go under the scrutiny of 7 persons sitting around a table. So Calypso being a reflection of the masses of the people, the masses have a chance for the first time to totally determine who their superstar is. And we're saying who because it can be a male, a female, or a group. So the masses have full control of it. Other competitions, you have the public voting and still a panel. The public determines the winner of this competition. So from the Red Man, he hopes that this competition lives on. And he's not taking part, but there is, how much it is? $15,000 in the bag for someone. Thank you.
Thanks, I did forget to mention that in addition to the 15,000 in cash. Yeah, I did forget to add that in addition to the 15,000 in cash, our winner will also get free car insurance and home insurance for 12 months. That's complements CGI Limited. I don't know how I could have forgotten that, but that is a very important prize as well. So the winner will also have the added bonus of free car and house insurance for a year. I also need at this point to thank Andrew Pilgrim. He's also another one. Pilly. He's another one of our characters, popular characters that will be working with us. You see appearing in our promotions throughout the next month and a half, 2 months, as we intensify our promotions associated with this competition. So again, thank you, Minister. We really are looking forward to a wonderful competition, and you've challenged us. Alf has challenged us. The sky's the limit really for Barbados Today. We're only getting started. On a daily basis, there are 80,000 plus of you, Barbadians, in here, Barbados and around the diaspora that are logging on and using our news and information. And we see there's a big responsibility for us, a big social as well as professional responsibility, which we take very serious, and we intend to only go further from here. Thanks again.